Welcome. Welcome to Candid Creoles, where we elevate and celebrate Haitian excellence and friends. And today we have our guest, Nancy Alcindor. Nancy is going to introduce herself. Go ahead, Nancy.
Hi, thank you so much, Isabel, for the opportunity to be part of this, Candid Creole session, and as well to be part of what we are doing, which is promoting our culture and bringing it to a whole different level. My name is Nancy. As many know, I am Kaltural, which is, what my brand stands for, which is more like essence of culture. Basically, we bring whatever we would have part of our culture into the diaspora and worldwide. Again, my name is Nancy, and back in the days, I was a poet, a dancer, and I was raised partially in Haiti, and then I came to the US at a very early age. But that did not stop me from embracing my culture. I was part of a group named LAFAC, which is Formation Artistique Culturelle du Théâtre Lacaille. And with that group, I gained the opportunity to even more accept who I was as a Haitian girl growing up in the US. Also, I was part of a church which allowed me to teach dance and to teach Creole. So with all that said, I was, always part of my culture. Wherever I carry my culture. Wherever I am, I bring my culture with me. Also, part of what I do, which is, like something that make me retain who I am, like true to my culture, was the opportunity to represent Haiti in multiple places. So definitely, I know Kaltural was in the making from the time I was 5 years old. And finally, I embrace it and make something out of it, which is going like worldwide. So Isabel, thank you again for the opportunity to talk about who Kaltural is, who I am, and why this means so much to us as Haitians who wants to promote our culture on a positive way.
I appreciate that. And I want to say thank you for all that you do to represent our Haitian culture, our Creole culture. And that's why I had selected your design as you know, we discussed that on May 18. We will be having a drawing in our private group, a celebration of Haitian excellence. And our grand prize is going to be a Karabela dress by your cultural design. Yes.
Thank
so
you so much
what inspired you? I'm sorry?
I say thank you so much for that.
Yes, I appreciate that. And thank you for being open to the idea to share that for our drawing, definitely. And I've been looking at all of your designs on your page, on your Facebook group page. I know you have some really beautiful design. And what I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to start this?
Wow. What inspired me? As I mentioned before, I was always part of the culture in so many ways. But what started the business part of Kaltural is back when I was in Georgia, there was not a group of Haitians who were, like basically embracing their culture. I remember being invited, it was January 1st, 2005. I was invited to something that would be more like an Independence Day type of gathering. So I offered myself as a dancer. I offered myself as a poetess. And then I was like, wait a minute. I could not find a single place in Georgia that would give me like a Karabela dress with hand painting on it that could show the culture while I dance or, like basically say my poem. So I decided to go ahead and make my own. So there it started. So the first piece that I made, I remember I wear it, basically I glued the skirt together because I was in a rush and I needed something. So it's like, wait, I know my uncle was a painter. I can do this. I learned a few tricks. I can do this. But never in my life would I thought that this would bring so many customers. People were amazed. They were like, what happened? I want one of these. I said, what? Why would you want this? Because back then I was just making that piece for that one occasion. So
Okay.
that was the birth of Kaltural.
Okay. Okay. And you were not concerned that as you glued it, that things would fall apart?
Well, I am more of a very confident type of person with a person since I was growing up. So even if that happened, I would find a way to make it, like part of the dance. And everything happened so well. I always go back to the picture and look and say, well, that was an amazing day. And this day, that's what started all this right now.
So you're a dancer, folkloric. You dance with that group that you were part of, La Fac.
Yes.
And you also were you were a poet, or you still write poems?
I still write very much. So I still write, and when I get inspired, mostly my poems are about love, Haiti, I guess whatever is going on right now, how we envision ourselves being so part of the country when we get that old. And like I write about the pain and of course the joy. Like we have some great memories also that we can write about. So I try to stay positive.
Have you been to Haiti recently?
Yes, less than a month ago.
Oh wow, how was it?
It's Haiti right now at the state that it is, that at the state that we hear that it is, but home is home. It's a different feeling when you touch that ground. It's a different feeling when you see your Haitians people that are actually in Haiti. It's a different feeling when you see the boîte fresco or the machan cocoyer. So, with as much as it pains me to see how the country basically degraded to where it is now, to that state, but I still, love and enjoy being home.
It's home. It's home no matter
It's
what.
definitely home.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone, but when I was there last time, you cannot even explain the way you feel. It's just home. Yeah.
Yes, painful
Yeah.
sometimes.
Do you still dance?
I still dance. I don't know if I want to teach anymore because when I was teaching, I am so happy to know that the same girls that I taught took over and they were doing the same thing. And I hope that they also passed on that torch to someone else to teach the younger generation. It aches me sometimes to see how people modernize the dance and they do not really keep the truth dance. For example, the Congo, the Pedro, they modernize it, but we still have our roots to retain. So I'm so happy to see that I was able to teach kids, American Haitian, I say American because they were born here, that actually embraced the culture enough to pass on to somebody else. But I still dance in my house.
Okay, so when you said they modernized it, how so? How did they do that? What did they add to it?
It's not more like adding, it's a little bit adding, which is okay, like you can modernize the dance, but there are the true roots of the dance that you cannot break. When you teach someone Yan Valu and there's like a way that you dance and you do this, and then you have to retain the true Yan Valu,
Yeah. Interesting. I have not seen a folkloric show in a long time, so I was just curious to see how could they change it, you know, because there are certain things, like you said, it's the roots of the dance. So you don't want to change it too much, otherwise it's
Yes.
no longer the same.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you were teaching the kids to dance. You also taught the history to
Yes.
some Haitian American children. Tell us
Yes.
about that experience.
Yes. Well, when I came here, I came here when I was about 16, 17 years old. And one thing that I took with me, beside the Roma photo, I took my history book and my geography book. And I remember, you know, you will listen to the chansonnette française and all that. And we listen to, you know, like Wo les voilà and all. But there was still something that, you know, like I wanted to go back to what years later. So I was like, you know what, let me just get a few Histoire d'Haïti and then, you know, like, and then keep them. So when I started teaching dance, and instead of just teaching just dance, I wanted the kids to know what Haiti was about and how we gained our independence, because showing them all about dance is okay, but they have to know where we came from, how we came from Africa to the island of, you know, Haiti. So with that, I went back to history, what we thought was the good history that was written by, I guess, you know, people that we trusted to give us the real story. But later on, we find out that there were some information that kept hidden from us, but we don't want to get to that right now. But what I did is I get the history book and I would read the parts that I thought was related to us being, you know, like Haitians and getting our independence, how we fought, and the years that mattered to us, like 1804. So I wanted to pass that on to the kids so they can actually not only know how to dance, but they can actually have a conversation about, I'm Haiti, I'm proud to be Haitian, and my Independence Day is January 1st, 1804, and this is how we fought with Napoleon Bonaparte, and so on and so forth. And I wanted them to know who of course, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, you know, Henri Christophe. I wanted them to know that. So that's how, you know, it became to like, you know what, let me just not teach them the dance. I need to teach them something that they can hold a conversation about Haiti.
And that can also help them appreciate the dance even better.
Definitely.
At a different level.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I remember like my son, like they don't like to eat soup, but when I am making soup jumeau, and my son, like recently, actually in January 1st, my son was asking me to cook with me. My son doesn't like to cook, the second one. I have three. And I said, why are you asking me to cook with me? He said, this is different. This matters. You know, yes. And I said, yes. Oh, okay, because I know you don't like to cook. And he said, oh, no, we're making soup jumeau, so this is different. So
yes.
So that's really that it's important for them, even though they were born here.
It is,
and we need,
we need to pass that on. We need to pass it on.
And you even taught the children Creole as well?
Yes, they are very fluent in Creole. I'm amazed. They would. Right now, I meet them and they're like, oh, Nancy, oh, Miss Nancy, comment ye? They speak Creole and they're teaching their kids now how to speak Creole. Yeah. So I'm proud of that.
That's really good.
You know, and I wish that it's just, you know, you get emotional because, you know, like you are put on this earth for something. Some of us, you know, focus on, okay, being a doctor, a lawyer, and so on and so forth. But as a Haitian, as patrimoine, you know, what are you here for? You know, can you take a piece of your culture and share it with other people, or share it with your own, you know, Haitian kids, or someone who can say, okay, you know, because one thing that a lot of people do not realize, we have kids here once they have kids, they're no longer attached to Haiti anymore, because the way Haiti is right now, it's like it does not allow us, to this generation, to bring our kids to have fun,
This is it.
to
Yes.
go on vacation. So
Yes.
the tie is being cut.
Yes.
So, back, we were gonna say, once I passed, and then, my kids have grandkids or great
You're not
grand,
gonna
like,
know.
they will not be, they will say, "Oh, I'm really not Haitian." So
Yeah.
once you like, okay, what do I do with the information that I have? I can't bury it. I am Haitian for life. You may change your nationality, you become a citizenship, but you were born a place where you cannot ever change, and that's Haiti.
Yeah, and it's really sad. Like I think about my kids, like especially if they marry somebody who's not Haitian, it's
Yes.
like they're not gonna carry that torch forever. Their
No.
kids, their grandchildren will not
Yeah.
carry it because I have not been able to show them the Haiti that I was born in Haiti as well.
Mhm.
The Haiti that I grew up in, because we cannot go visit, we cannot go enjoy and spend a month there, appreciate everything, so
Yeah.
our children are missing that. Our
Yes.
children that are born outside of Haiti are missing that big time. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I took my daughter there, and it was like the very first day we got there, my daughter fell home. She was like climbing trees, eating coconut. I mean, eating like almond. And I'm like, wait, you okay? Says, yeah, we were like on the street, we were getting frisco. And I said, wow, this kid who has never been here and feels suddenly is like home. So what happened is the day we were leaving, which was 2 weeks later, after she got so sick for eating so late. That day she ate quenelle, she ate maibukane, she ate kowosol, she ate kashima, all from the same yard. And then she drank some coconut water from the coconut. So she got so sick in the middle of the night, I would think that she wanted to go home. So a week after she got so sick, almost got hospitalized in Haiti. And she said, Mom, I don't want to go. I want to stay. Can I come back tomorrow? I said, no, you can't come back tomorrow. She says, I want to go to work. I said, you're too young to work, because she wanted to purchase her own ticket. Because this is how much Haiti was, fun, and it's so sad that we can't take our children there.
Yeah, definitely. And we just have to pray that one day it will be different, and hopefully in my lifetime. That's what I say.
Yes.
Hopefully in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so regarding Kaltural, I want to make sure like you pronounce it Kaltural. That's Creole.
In Creole
Kaltural
or French.
Creole?
Yeah, en Creole c'est cultural, but in English it's cultural, like cultural center or so on. And
okay. So okay. So you also do you have jewelries and you have the dresses. I only knew about the dresses, so I'm assuming that's what you're wearing, right?
Yes, I'm wearing one of my dresses.
Yeah. So do you design them all, or do you have people helping you with the design as well?
Yeah, no, the design is all mine, but I do have like, because culture started as a family and friends, and now it's international. So definitely we have to hire people who has the same vision, including the artist, the seamstress who has the same, like, I could set up the jewelry and someone could make, like, I used to have my kids work and make jewelry, because I would put the beads together and then, take a picture and say, okay, this is how you do it, and then so forth. But I failed to pay them on time, so they quit.
It doesn't fit to work for mama, right?
Yes, they like, oh, they want more. They wanted an increase before they started. So I said, okay, we have to part ways. I wish you well in the future endeavors. Yes, but they did work for me for a while.
So you have jewelry, so you have the dresses, and I know you have for men and women, correct?
And then we
Okay.
have purses, which is a
Oh, you have
collection.
purses as well.
Yes, we started this collection about 6 months ago. And basically every collection got sold out until beginning of January. So we took a pause on the purse because we wanted to work on that new Mitzi collection, which is a yellow dress. And then soon I'm gonna have hats. And I can share the first one with you.
Of course.
As a matter of fact, I have it right here. It's not out yet, but this is gonna be our hat collection.
So how long it takes to create that? It has so much, the design is so, how would I say that? It's beautiful and there is so much into it.
Yes. We have our own mark, and as you can see, they have many other people who actually start this business. But one thing we have to keep in mind is each of us has to create our own identity. And of course, like you want to do something that is unique to your business and what you want to sell. So we take pride to show the culture, like at 100%. And this is why we show, you can see the Karabela dress that I'm wearing and how, it has like the true countryside and all that. It does take time and it takes a lot of painting and, but it is, something that if you're giving 100% of yourself, you give 100%. You cannot give less.
Absolutely. So the dress that you're wearing, I mean, it has a lot of design as well. You have the countryside, you have the trees and all of that. So how long it took you to create that dress?
Well,
it's a dress, right? It's a top, right?
It's a process. Before I would say, this is all Nancy's. But now it's like we have a process where we hire, we have 4 seamstresses and we still need to hire at least 4 more because we just cannot keep up with the demand. So now we have 4 seamstresses and we have 4 artists that work for us. Each artist is different. They take their own time. Some of them, can do this dress in you could say 4 or 5 hours because it's front and back. So once you are done with the front, you take 2 hours to the front, 3 hours to the front, then you got to let it dry. And then now, turn it around and do it. In the meantime, you're going to do something else. Okay. So, production of the dress is one part of it. And then, the painting is another part of it.
Okay.
So if you would put a time into the dress and the painting, you could say it's a good 6-7 hours.
Okay. And so you have people, you said you have 4 seamstresses. Do they all work in one place or everybody work where they live?
No.
Okay.
I have 2 in Haiti, and I have 1 here in the US, and I have 1 in India.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. But you have a high the product is in high demand, and yes. So you're going to need to hire more. That's really good.
Yes, and what we thrive for is quality on every level. The painting, the quality of the fabric, and then the quality of the workmanship. So we want to make sure that each dress that goes out, it's something that I would accept to buy. So finding the right person with the right cultural mindset, it's not easy. We went through many trials and many, failures. Sometimes, we trust someone to complete this and it didn't come out. So we end up giving it away without the painting. Or if they already have painting, we give it to our customer for free and just let them know, hey, this was a mishap. So you can just pick a dress for free. So, I want perfection because it's just the way it is. And that's why, my collection speaks volume. And no two paintings is exactly the same on anything.
So every dress is really custom made.
Custom.
Okay.
And you can see some of the customers will send me like a dress and say, hey, can you make the same dress? Yes, I can make the same dress. Can you make the same, like a replica, like 100%? No, it's not going to happen. It's not.
And I was asking you as well because on our logo, which is in my background here, it has the hibiscus, which is chou black, which is one of our most well-known flower in Haiti. The chou black, it's a national flower for Haiti. When I'm saying flower, I'm hearing the other word flower in my accent. But anyway, and so it's part of our culture, and I wanted to have the hibiscus.
Yes,
on the dress.
fine.
And you said you are able to take an order and do that, correct?
Yes. And I know we spoke about like the hibiscus, and also like incorporating it with the design of a paysage. And I know you wanted the word Haiti and all that with it, but since there is a logo with that, so one thing we cannot do is copy any logo or any other work that is out there. So we can do, and we can come up with our own design where we put the hibiscus in a certain place. Like now, because we wanted to show something better than just paysage, now we basically putting an abstract instrument. You can see the tambour, and then you can see the paysage. You can see a guitar, and then inside of the guitar is like, we see a paysage like coming out. So the same thing, we can do the hibiscus, and then we can just incorporate like a paysage, like into it. So,
okay.
Yeah, we definitely, it's something that I still have to think about, because the flower is red, and then, I don't want it to like like take, like overtake the design, but like we'll work something out.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know, because I'm sure some people may have some picture that they love or some design that they love, and knowing that they can incorporate that, it's really a nice thing to do. It's really a nice thing to do.
Definitely.
That's great. And same thing, like the jewelry, somebody can tell you what type of jewelry would they like, and would you be able to do that or no?
Well, it's almost like you can tell me what beads you don't like, but our jewelry is customized to cultural style, and we definitely cannot, like if let's say I have this piece and somebody said, oh, can you do it, put something less, or can you use just this or that? I can do that, but like this person, unless this person is a designer, I don't want to just, because I want something like that's true to Kaltural. It's the same thing. I have customers who come and say, I want this dress, I saw it online. No, I'm so sorry, I can't do it, because I have my own style that I want. And one good thing about Kaltural is wherever we are, people are like, oh, that's definitely Kaltural. And that makes me proud. Definitely.
You want your design to stand out. Correct.
Yes, not to stand out, but to more like personalized.
To be unique. That's what I mean by
personalized.
To be unique.
Okay. Yeah, once you see Kaltural, you see Kaltural.
Got it. That's great. That's good to know. And if somebody wants to reach you for your design, of course, for your product, of course, how do they reach you? I know your website is, for now, it's in constructions.
No, actually, goodness, the website, we sold out almost everything on the website. So that was the opportunity for me to reload all the new merchandise and start fresh. So I clean up the very few leftovers. So now I'm like basically uploading all new items, including the purses, the new jewelries that we have over like 40 pieces of jewelry. We have like 100 purses, and it takes time to upload. But
And the
at the end
hats.
of this week, I'm sorry.
I said, and the hats as well.
Yes, the hat, my baby. Yes, that I'm excited. And then, it's like when you have something new coming out, it's like a kid. I can't wait. I cannot wait. But yeah, definitely we're going to be working on, like re-releasing the website at the end of this week, no matter how many items, because we do have 2 collections going on. And then unfortunately, it's like by the time the website is on, half of the collection will be sold, from like at home or over the phone. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you're still selling while you're reloading the website with new products. So it's not in construction, it's being reloaded with new product, but you're still advertising your line. So people can purchase anytime.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Social media, cultural roots is definitely all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Who has been driving me crazy. And then of course my phone number is like definitely the best way to reach me, which is 386-473-4843. You can go on my page and get the phone number as well. Send me a message. And if I don't answer, don't feel that I'm like ignoring you. The demand for May is overwhelming. Because of May 18th, every Haitian wants to feel Haitian with a Karabela dress or something that has painting on it. But once May is over, I'm hoping that, the storm is calming down.
Yeah, because it's Haitian Heritage Month and May 18 is Flag Day. So there is a lot of things going on for us and people are going to want to wear that. So when we have the drawing and whoever wins that, and once they place their order, when can they expect to receive it?
Well, since it's gonna be May, so if the person needs the dress within like 2-3 weeks, I can make it happen. So, but I'm gonna say 4 weeks max.
4 weeks. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I can let people know that as well. Well, it was really a pleasure to talk to you. And at the end, I always like to ask people and just 2 quick questions. What would you like? How would you describe your life in 1 word?
I would say very passionate, humble, very realistic, very cultural, definitely. And I'm a people person. I teach love, respect. I admire people who admire the country and who embraces their culture. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. This platform was created to basically transform the narrative about Haiti, because we know there is a narrative out there that is not lifting the country or Haitians up. So I always say it's our job, it's our responsibility, more than a job, really. It's our responsibility to transform the narrative, which is what I do with this platform, is to highlight our beauty, our culture, and us as people who we truly are, because it's up to us to show our beauty and our intelligence, our successes and everything about Haiti. Yeah.
Definitely. We have a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, we don't have enough Haitian with that mindset. And, we want to help others become, us with the mindset that we can help others become better, better Haitians, better selves, better country. Because, you never know who's going to go back. And, we have Haitian Americans or American Haitians that are actually in Haiti right now. I met a couple that just decided to move back. and
Yeah.
they have no idea what to expect. So, you
Yeah.
know, like once we put a positive image out there, we represent ourselves well, then people will see us differently.
Yes, that's important. I think so too, because I think, and it's for us to really present ourselves in the light that we are,
Yes,
and other culture, other people will see us for who we truly are and not what it's being said about us.
correct, correct.
Yes, yes. And
Yes,
also we get to support each other as well. As you present your business, I trust that many of us and other culture as well will be purchasing from your website, and
yes,
we'll be wearing your beautiful products. So that
yes,
will be nice as
yes,
well. And that's
definitely.
another way to expand the love for all of us Haitian. Yes.
Yes, most definitely.
What's the one word would you describe Haiti by?
Prosperous.
Prosperous?
Yes. I really believe Haiti has so much to give, you know, her children. And we have plentiful, and we are rich in our own selves. So we can definitely prosper, you know, with what we have. And like I say, prosperous, because we are rich. We just don't know how to pull that, you know, rich, you know, like, I'm not gonna say materialistically, but you know, like our minds, our love for each other, we are definitely rich, and we definitely will prosper.
Yes, we do have a culture that is very rich and unparalleled history.
Yes,
So
yes, we are.
yeah,
We will prosper.
absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you again, and it was a pleasure having this talk with you, this candid conversation with
Thank
you,
you.
and I can't wait to see what's next for cultural. So for cultural, you see, I keep thinking it.
It's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
speaking English, but I want to pronounce it in Creole.
And
That's
that's
my
okay.
thing.
That's okay. That's okay.
I want to say cultural, and then that's why it's
Yes,
coming out
I
like
love
that.
it. I love it. Cultural it is.
Yes, cultural.
Yes.
So it's what's next for cultural, and how far do you want to take cultural what do you see cultural in the next 10 years?
What's next for cultural? I want to see cultural in some stores, some non-Haitian stores. Like, I'm not gonna just say Macy's, but I'm gonna go for Nordstrom, or some very like walking the I would say the runway for the Academy Award. You know, that's where I want to see us.
That's beautiful. That's
And
beautiful.
it does not have to be on a Haitian artist. It can be on an American artist. But and it's gonna happen.
Yes, it is. It is. You just have to, once you you have a goal and then you work toward it, it will happen. There will be, like you said earlier, like you had some failures. It's part of the deal. It's
Yes.
part of the success, because
Yes.
no success comes without failure. Actually,
Yes.
There is a mentor who always tells me that it's those who have succeeded at the highest had the most failures. They just
Yes.
kept persevering. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
That's great. That's great.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again. It was a pleasure. Any last word before I close?
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for what you are doing, because I believe we're on the same path to promote our culture and put a positive image on who Haiti is, not what we are being, you know, like being told that it is, or what they are teaching the non-Haitians. So my last word is to keep up the good work. It's not easy. Just, you know, like, whenever you find challenges like I do, we have a group of other people who has the same mindset, who we can, like, you know, go to and say, hey, you know, this is my ideas. What do you think about it? And if one person rejects it, you go to the next. And then, you know, we can make it happen, because some no fall. So that's my last word.
L'union fait la force.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
And I appreciate that you accepted my invitation. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And as always, I like to close with peace for Haiti, love for Haiti, and blessings for all. Thank you.
Amen.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.